All right, let's get down to Instagram pro tips that I found extremely helpful. And I just needed someone to tell me this when I first started this journey. So there's two types of content. There's good content and there's not so good content. If it's good content, you will be going viral and having tons of leads and tons of sales all the time. But I had to learn this the hard way, and I was just pushing out really bad content. So, what makes a good content? Well, you have to have super, super detailed, attention grabbing hooks. No longer are reels with just kind of mediocre hooks going viral now. You have to be very detailed and also kind of just get people to jump on your reels real quick. So, attention grabbing, very specific in numbers, dates, what you're using, what's working for you, all that stuff is going to make a good hook. And you have to share a good value. So before I was all like, oh, I know these tricks and tips, but I don't know if I should share. But hey, the more I shared, the more engagement I got, the more leads I got, and then the more sales I've been getting more daily. So don't hold back on sharing good value. It actually validates you and how much you know. And also, when you're sharing these good contents, you're getting more leads to your page, right? Well, you don't want to be on Instagram jail because if you do comment back to every single person, you are going to be restricted and it's going to be hard for you to go back to how it was. So, one way to solve it is by using automations. ManyChat, for example, I know I've talked about it multiple times, but it does the messaging for you and it will prevent you from going on Instagram jail. Second part is you could actually manually respond back to people, but I suggest you don't use the app itself because for some reason, when you're using the app, it will know. But when you go on Meta Business Suite, if you don't know what that is yet, I highly suggest you log in because I do all my responding back on there so I don't go on Instagram jail. Like, for example, when I work on my laptop versus my phone, it doesn't trigger it. It's just spam like behavior if you're doing it on your phone. And then if you have good content, let's just say in your account right now, you created some reels and they got 2 or 3 times more reach than it did for your existing ones that you have, I would say repurpose it as much as you can. So study it, meaning how long was the video? What kind of audio was it? Was it sad? Was it upbeat? Was it exciting? How many words did you have on the screen? And how was your captions? Seriously analyze it. And if you have multiple ones that kind of went viral, I would say kind of do a compare contrast and see why it's going viral and then replicating that again and again and again. I know you heard this before, but you have to be very consistent. Instagram knows that if you're going to post, let's say, once every 3 days, like it's not really enough. Or let's say you're posting 3 reels in an hour or one reel every day. I mean, I guess that's consistent, but when it's kind of all over the place and confusing, Instagram gets confused, and so they don't really think like, okay, this person is not really a content creator. They're just kind of all over the place, so it won't be pushing out as much. So you kind of have to train it, right? And this is kind of what people are saying. I play around with different times, totally up to you, but people suggest around lunchtime and then after work because people will have time to be scrolling on their phone. All right, in 2024 right now, Reels used to be the big thing, but now carousels are being pushed out as much as Reels, and it's a great way to nurture your existing followers. So this is getting pushed out to people who are in your followers, and what's great about carousels is not if the people who are following you don't see it the first time around, it will push it again the second time around with your second slide that you have on your carousel. So I suggest the first 2 slides you have to have like really good hooks. And then your last slide, have a strong call to action. So save, share, that will be super, super beneficial for you to get your content pushed out more. Some important metrics, if you haven't heard this yet, this comes from Instagram itself. The CEO says this all the time. These are the most important metrics. It goes in that exact order. Shares is the highest, most important metric. Then it comes to saves, then comments, then likes. So I kind of put a list right there for you. Okay, what kind of content would I share with my friends and family? Something that's inspirational, transformational, and relatable. So think about that when you're creating your content. And then saves, I normally like saves where it's some facts, prompts, how-tos, and comments, definitely some freebies. If you're going to give out something for free, people love commenting your keyword. And then likes, it just comes natural, right? It's not my rules, Meta made it. I hope this was helpful. It definitely helped me. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next slide.